Rebellion with Commander Hoek and Cadet Stimpy. I love those. The old John Crickfalusi Ren and Stimpy's. And they go to space.
Yeah, a long, long time ago. Yes, happy Friday, everybody. Good morning, July 11th. It's the Great Mattsby and Tracker. We're here to maybe try to celebrate some breakouts, at least in crypto, not in some stocks right now.
Oh, so much celebrating. So much celebrating. I couldn't sleep last night. I think I got 2 hours of sleep last night. I kind of like nodded off between replying to people's posts and stuff about how awesome it was that Bitcoin's breaking out and XRP and all the Bitcoin treasury stocks and crypto treasury stocks. And well, let's get started. We'll talk about it as we go.
Yeah, so we are going a little bit down pre-market now for the SPY. This is essentially kind of expected because we've been range bound ever since last Wednesday, Thursday, right here. We have not been able to go any higher. There were no higher highs. It was basically just in a range. So because of that, we're still in that range, and there still is even a possibility to go back and even back test these previous highs back here that was set back in February. So I'm not convinced yet. It wants to just continue to scream higher and higher. So SPY might be ready to retest maybe like 613, 612, 610, whatever that zone before trying to continue higher. QQQ, this is the same situation. It's just range bound ever since last Thursday. So we cannot break out. If we can't break out, then we might just come back down and retest levels. I'm watching maybe the previous highs down there as well. The 540 zone, that is kind of my target for a potential back test before continuing higher. And the IWM is kind of an outlier here. When we go to the weekly chart and we put on the Ichimoku and stuff, we can see that it is trying to break out, right? It's actually trying to break out of the cloud up here, but it did get rejected yesterday. And right now we are going down. But the good development of this is the 219.79 right here is looking like it wants to stabilize as a potential support. So I like this, right? It broke out last week. It back tested it already this week. So this is technically already a breakout back test. And now I just want to see stability above that 219. So maybe while SPY and QQQ want to retest lower, perhaps IWM can establish a nice little base here and continue the journey higher after maintaining the 219 support. And the big development today is going to be Bitcoin. And I do have my chart I show every day. Remember, we were talking about, or I was talking about this level being in a range between the bottom arc here and the level. And sure enough, once it started to break inside of this arc here, it just started to accelerate, and we are still accelerating. So now my goal is to see if we can actually do a bullish engulfing candle and flip both of these arcs to support. If so, then maybe 140 could be on the table pretty quickly after that. So I will be watching this 115,500 zone for the rest of the week until the weekly candle close on Sunday night. That's the determining factor if it really wants to break out or not. So yes, if we could be celebrating too soon, it could just turn into a wick and close below levels. But if the momentum can continue in the favor of the bulls, then I think we could actually start to flip this to a support and be one giant bullish engulfing candle to continue the journey higher. So I'm watching 115,500. That's what I'm watching. 115,500.
115,500. I'm putting my chart right now. 115,500. Oh wow! Yeah. Well, that's the back test here. So if any of you guys are Rick and Morty fans, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw Matt's chart just now, where the engulfing candles is going up, it's like it's that episode where like the giant floating heads come in, and the guy's like, "Oh, golf is easy now," because it just opens up the giant hole and the golf ball goes in. And anyway, here's my Bitcoin chart. I want to tell you guys this post, the post where I posted this like several times throughout the week as I was going ping 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 at a time. This is a masterclass right here in Fibonacci retracement levels. So I would take a screenshot of this or go back and look at all my original posts and just analyze these levels right here. Let me wait a second. Let me just get it out of the mud a little bit. There we go. Get it away from these ones so you can see them more clearly. And these retracement numbers are existing for the rest of 2025 going forward. Every time it gets caught up in here, like this action, I'll bet if I drilled into this, I could find something very scale. Anyway, I was predicting a hit to the 2618. We did that. Then it just kept going that same hour. Tested back to the 2382. I didn't make these numbers up. I didn't redraw these. This is the same number I had ever since this top and this bottom. All these retracement numbers exactly just from these 2 points right here and ever since. And it's the same kind of magic that Matt does on his Gann charts. It just lasts the whole time. So anyway, my larger Bitcoin chart, it's just like Matt. Just look at Matt's chart. We're going to that. I think we're going to that big horizontal Gann line in the sky around what was it, 140? I think it was. Anyway, and remind me, Matt, the weekly candle close for Bitcoin closes Sunday. Is it at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or is it 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard
Your
Time.
microphone's muted. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. All right, so we'll be watching for that. Here's my XRP chart. Oh my God, did you see just update from the last time I had this chart? It just went whoop with the candle right there. So right now it's testing this 100. Well, this 26584. Oh, this was the old. Anyway, it's the opposite of one. Never mind. I can't think of what it's going to this 382. It wants to test this 382 extension at least to 276. But don't try to trade in and out of it anymore. I mean, this is just where it just gets really good. So I'm done trading in and out. I've got positions. I'm holding them, and you do too, hopefully. So let's get to the. Oh, I should do Tesla and then the requests. Which one's gonna be Tesla? Let's use this one, Bit Digital. All right, we're gonna just overwrite you with Tesla. All right, here's my Tesla chart. I haven't even looked at it since the close yesterday. Let's look at it. Well, this is basically it. What I have written here. A test back to the MA75 before moving higher next will be perfect. And look what it did right here. This was after I posted this. It backtested the moving average 75 right there. Just between the 886 and the 786 retracement fibs from this high right here to this, from this low to this high, and then retracing back and forth. And so we've already hit the 141, so the 1618 will be next for Tesla, and I just expect it to keep going until it hits this larger degree. This is my extension, my fib-based extension, this 29716 or the 2618 on these fibs here. So look for 328.99, and then overall I'm expecting it to tear up here at 350. It's 354.34. What is this from? 30 or anyway, or it's a 382 in the larger purple chart. Anyway, I'm sorry, these numbers ticked around. I'm just looking at these two fibs here. So that's it. And then, after that, of course, it'll be a little bit of test back, but then it goes to 1,000. One day it's just going to go to 1,000. Don't worry about it. We'll see Snoop Dogg at 420.69, and then just keep going. So Tesla, hold it. Don't get out of it anymore. Just add more on the dips if you glean some cash from somewhere else. And back to you, Matt, for your Tesla chart. Is it still boring? It's been boring for weeks for you so far.
It's been boring for weeks, but I think boring
it's going to tell
good.
us. All right. It's still boring, he says.
Yeah, so Tesla right here, we can see that price is essentially trying to get back inside the weekly Ichimoku cloud right here. That's around 313.40. And then we got the 702, 321. But for people that are always panicking at support, the trend has been 295, right? Breakout, backtest, 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 backtest. Like there's been maybe 4 or 5 weeks in a row, not in a row, but over the past couple of months that it just tested the 295 zone and got some liquidity below. Like, how is that bearish? It's not. You see almost every chart. I talked about this yesterday. You see almost every chart go up to the 786, get rejected on the retrace, then come back down to the 618 before trying to break out higher. This is a normal retrace pattern for numerous stocks. So I think what we're going to focus on right now is trying to get back inside this 313 today, right? 313.40s, that'd be amazing. Maybe even closer to the 320s would be great too. So if it does stabilize inside that cloud, then I think we could start to really form a base there in that 313 zone. So I'll be watching that the most for today, a weekly candle close. That's basically it. And let's talk about coin too. So Coinbase, we can see this log scale fib, the 318.95, and this is something that's already broken out. And we switched to linear scale, and look what we're doing right now. We're trying to break above this 886 fib. So if you're looking for a goal to close above for a weekly candle close today, it's this. It's the 384.17. So far, it is above it
Yes.
pre-market, but it's not a weekly candle close. There's still 7 hours, 19 minutes left.
Matt, please show us your 141.
The 141 up here
I must see it.
on linear scale
Your
is
log scale 141.
log scale 141. Okay.
Or whatever it is. I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
no, your linear scale is fine.
Yeah, with the 1200. Well, linear scale. Just to let you guys know, the 1.618 on log scale is basically what Palantir is almost at right now. So if Coinbase is going to do what Palantir is doing, then that's 2100 for Coinbase. So a lot of people are thinking that was impossible, especially when coin was down here in the 150s, 160s. Like, oh, that's impossible to get up there. But now that we're here, it seems a little.
There's no way it's going to 10x like Netflix.
Well, when nobody knows what crypto is going to do or what it's capable of, and when it starts to accelerate a lot, then I think coin will start to just continue to break out and leave everybody behind. So I know a lot of people want to chase right now, but this is something that I just don't really think is a smart move. We don't even know if this is going to be a support right now, the 384. This could actually just turn into a wick, close below, and we could even retest the 340s again, right? We don't know this. So chasing is always a dangerous game, but I think regardless, we're above the 344, we're above the 384. We're in a zone where basically all-time highs are almost guaranteed now, and going into these fib extensions on linear scale and even the fib extensions on log scale. So yeah, I could see all-time highs maybe sometime this summertime for coin, or maybe even sometime this month. Who knows?
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
This summer, this is the summer of love for crypto.
Yep.
I'm going to try to do all these requests that we've got here, the early ones, and move on from there. So let's see. As soon as Matt's flips, yeah, thanks, Matt. So here's my CPNG Coupang Incorporated. One of my subscribers requested this, so I already had this handy. I did a retracement. All I did was I went from the all-time low to right there. When I would go, oh, no. For some reason, it's weird. The weekly. But all I did was I went back to the all-time high, to the all-time low, and I did these retracement fibs. You know what? I need to update these fibs to the newest, the greatest, set my TGM full right. There we go. So, yeah, it did a run over the 298 and then a test back right here a little bit. It's going for the 382. At minimum, it should do like a 382, 236, 618. And so, but it, a lot of times it might just keep on going from the 382. So it might be really fast. It might be like a weird wick that does the 236 in like a after hours kind of thing. You got to look out. So anyway, it's probably going to go. Price was way down here when I looked at. Oh no, I see what I was doing. If it goes to 3191 and then goes back to the 236, then it's going to go to 2314, which should be a 27% drop from there. Then after that, it's going to go 97.8% up to the 618. If it just keeps on going from where price is right, well, from the 382 would be another 44% higher. So at the point at which it's 3191, your risk reward is either you risk it going down 27%, or you risk selling and then watching it go up 44%. So anyway, there you go, Coupang. And then eventually, if this just continues to be a bullish stock, which it looks pretty good so far, then, expect the 141 and the 1618 up here on linear scale, $93 to $106. That's Coupang. And then I've got a request for BMNR. The BMNR did something really mean to me yesterday. And somebody told me that Bach actually had this nailed. And nobody told me what Bach's post said. So, if I'd seen Bach's post, maybe I would have TA'd this a little differently. Bach's got great TA skills as well. And so he apparently predicted that it was going to get like a 80% drop from the 70 from this 160 level, and then that's where he was going to buy it, and that's what I did. It went back to the 11.4 fib here from these fibs obviously are from the history. Oh, it's way back there. Anyway, I'm not going to try to. Just trust me when I say 197.13 was a previous high, and it came all the way down to. Oh no! What is this? I'm sorry. Never. I did something else with this. But anyway, yeah. It's these are fib extensions. That's what this is. Here's the retracements on the left. Anyway, it did almost the 1618 and sold off just before it came all the way back down to the 382. Oh, my finger's in the way. This is what I posted to my subscribers yesterday. Once it lost this 50% fib at $52, like, oh, that's it. 40.23 coming in hot. And what did it do? It went right to 40.23. And then now it's going back up to, bing, bada, boom. It should go to this 1382 up here at 257, which is also simply it's obscured here, but this is the larger 0.298 retrace. And then after that, it tries to get the 50% level. That's where you get the big pullback on BMNR. Like, I would just buy it now and just hold it through whatever happens here. Don't trade it anymore. Listen, this is me. I'm the Tesla tracker. Or I used to be the Tesla tracker. I'm the guy who's always like, oh, I'm looking for one more low. I'm going to sell here and buy back here. No, I'm telling you, don't sell anymore. Just pick a position, stay in it. If one thing dips and another thing goes up, maybe sell a little bit of the thing that went up to buy the other thing on the dip, and vice versa. Eventually, this is going to test this $441 level with a 50% fib. That's probably going to get rejected the first time and send it back. But when it does recover, it will go to the major. Oh, is this long scale? No, this is linear scale. The major 141. That's the $1,200. So, I mean, I don't know if it'll really get there, but maybe it will. Oh, this was a log scale chart when I put this on there, but right now you're looking at it linear scale. Anyway, that's BMNR, and I'm going to try to do Louis Vuitton in a minute while Matt is working. So go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I got a couple to do. So Zeta Duolingual. I also see CLSK. I'll jump on those real quick. So Zeta, yeah, a lot of people were talking about this recently, but the true opportunity was this 45-degree angle multiple times. The first time back in April, the second time back in June. And now all it did is go back up to the 100-week moving average and get rejected. So there it is, the blue line, 1562. So it did do a breakout, but it could not really close any candles above that 100-week. So now we're kind of stuck in a range. And the range that I really see is that, yeah, it's still possible to go back down to the $12 zone, maybe 1270s in that zone until it's ready to break out. So I think it's just in a consolidation period. It does look like a pretty nice chart, though, because we can see that from this big breakout of this orange level, it's already been back tested. So I think price can continue higher. Not only that, if we just did like a fib from the previous high to the low down here, we can also just identify that this 1346, basically this high back in 2022, has been flipped to a support. So it's not even really guaranteed to go back down to this 1260. We might even stop around the 1340s. So if you're looking for a support zone, I think that could be it before it really is ready to make its journey to the 18s, 19s, and 20s above. So just maybe a little bit more down before up, but the chart looks okay. And Duolingual, we can see that price is actually trying to stabilize on top of this angle right here. And this angle, I think, is kind of important because it's basically like a resistance zone, a support, a support, a support. So actually stabilizing on top of it would actually be a very good development for the potential to continue the journey back to the 400s, maybe 416, 435 and above. But if we start to lose this angle, then we might have to consider a back test of the 1.414 again, or the 50-week moving average around 341 or 339. So I'm going to be watching that weekly candle close today just to see if we can actually close above. And that's kind of around, let's just zoom in here. That's kind of around basically 380, 382. So try to close above that today, and this has potential to continue the journey higher. If not, there is more of a risk of a deeper back test first before continuing the journey higher. And CLSK, I'll just do that real quick. And we can see it's breaking above my 45-degree angle, and it's getting really close pre-market to my blue level again, 1363. So that is the level That is the level to break to get a lot more bullish. And we can even put on the Ichimoku too, because I wanted to show you the monthly Ichimoku cloud, how it's finally inside, right? The past 2 months, it gave a clue last month which direction it wanted to go, right? You could see this right here, how it closed above the 50-month moving average and inside the cloud. And basically, that was just enough for it to continue the journey higher. But now we're really going to pay attention to this 1370 zone. If can start to flip that to support and this 100-month moving average 1506, this whole zone, then we can really start to accelerate, maybe even to the 20s, maybe the 30s, maybe even the 50s above. So I think it's a really good development for CLSK, but it's not looking ready to actually break out just yet until this whole zone right here, the 1370s to the 15 zone, gets broken as a resistance. So this is going to be a battle in the near future for CLSK.
All right, I've got that Louis Vuitton chart. It's pretty simple actually when you just boil it down. So here's a weekly. I'm sorry, this is a monthly chart, and I just simply took the all-time low to this first all-time high, the significant high. All the fibs. These are log scale chart, so you can see it all. Linear scale fibs. It went all the way back below the 114, but then regained the 114. Came up to the 702, rejected it. It hung around for years before it finally retested the 50% retrace twice, and then started to run. Here's the 141. Here's where it got to the 200% level, and then tested back down to the 1272 before breaking out and going over the 2618. Went to the 3618, dropped back to the 2618 again, and then here just recently, now we're getting real close, so you can see it. After it dropped back to the 2618, it went to the 4618 briefly, and it kind of got stuck under the 4236, sent it back down to the 3236, tried the 4236 again, sent it back down to the 3236, and it went all the way back through the 26, went to the 2236. So this 2236, you can see, was perfect support here. I think it's going to go. It's going to go for the 5618 next, right? It did the 4618. It wants to go to the 5618. So just whatever your position, you could buy it, hang on to it now. Look forward to do something like resistance here, test back to the cloud, get to the thick back here, or maybe just goes to the 4236. I'll probably. And then, something like that. So there you go. There's your Louis Vuitton. Just buy it and hold it now. But it's, as you can see, it's kind of a slow chart. So it's not sexy like tech and crypto and stuff like that. Let's see. KSCP. Let me just do, I don't think I've got, I'll look and see if I got KSCP. Here's my BlackBerry chart. 16-hour candlesticks. I've been calling, when I drew this chart, I was looking for 764,382. Looks like we got a 618 and not quite the 236. You know what? In last, up to 2023 to 2024, this pattern worked really well. 618 to 236. So look for 380 now for your test back. If it goes with the rest of the market, maybe it'll just turn around from here, but before it goes to the 1236 up here at 808, drops back to the 764 at 605. Just get rid of the elements. And then the 2236. So there you go. The larger chart, it's kind of wild. All this move to get up here is just the A wave of like a larger degree ABC. So the 618, the larger degree 618 is up here at 1855. But yeah, it's just still working on the A wave, which will take it to 1230. So again, if you want, you can just buy it here and just hold and wait. And it should go from where price is right now, just to get to that A wave top around $12.23. It's almost 200% higher from where price is now. So there you go, BlackBerry. Why don't you go ahead, Matt, and I'm gonna see if I got this KSCP or not.
Yeah, I'll
Don't have
do.
high confidence
I
on it.
see Oscar and EOS.
Knights.
So I know I see a lot of requests for Oscar out there, but here's the deal: this 786 ended up getting rejected, so it did get some liquidity above that, and that was resistance. There was a lot of hype up here at resistance, guys. You got to understand. But now there's a lot of depression here in a support zone, and guess what's a little bit below too? That's the 100-week moving average at 1419. So is the trend still fine? Yes, absolutely. There's nothing broken about this chart. It's just range bound, and we've seen this before right here. It broke out back in May. Everybody got really hyped about it, but it just went to the top of the cloud and got rejected and came back down to the 100. And now we're doing kind of the same thing, where a lot of hype up here and now there's a lot of depression down here. It just doesn't make any sense at all. There's a lot of people that love to buy resistance but not support. But this is the zone that starts to look attractive, right? The basically the 1562, even the $16 zone, it was a really attractive zone. And the lower it goes, the better the risk reward, right? So I think even down to 1419 is acceptable for Oscar before it really wants to try to reverse and continue the journey higher. Just don't get sucked into the hype at resistance, guys. That's it. And we can see now that EOS, same situation. There is some hype up here in the 530s, and that was resistance. And now it's maybe coming back down to the 50% fib, the 442. And that's kind of where the zone is.
Ooh, very important
Yeah, it's
fib.
very important. 442 and maybe even down to the 420s would be fine too. But this is the lower it goes, the better the risk reward too. And it's still from here, it's a bunch of higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Market structure is really fine. And once it does establish another higher low, I think it can continue the journey back to the $5 range. And lastly, I want to do actually is MP here. A lot of people were talking about it because it broke out yesterday, but it just broke out to a resistance zone. And we got the arc nailed at 4770s. And the goal this week today is to close above this 4230 zone, 4230. Get above that, flip that back to support, then maybe it has potential. But ultimately, what really matters, in my opinion, is just staying above this 45-degree angle here and maybe just staying like this wedge formation until it's ready to break out. So I would be cautious up here personally. I would be more bullish down at the $37 zone for support and look for an opportunity there for it to just create a previous, where it was a previous support right here, right? You can see previous support broke down. To reclaim that would be really bullish for the potential to go to the 40s, 44, 46, 47, 48, even the 50s above. So probably just range bound for a little bit now. Be cautious up here, but ideally all I care about is staying above $37.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say MP Materials is probably going to be a late bloomer after everything else is like wound up and the futures have really gone nuts on productivity. And then when they actually get the orders to build the stuff, MP Materials will go up. Let's see. All right, now's the deal making time. I do have Night Scope to show. It is a terrible chart. It's a terrible looking chart. It just basically reverse split a bunch of times, I think, or I hope, and it's just in the mud under the major 11.4. But I wanted to show you anyway some secrets of my kung fu here. And I don't know if I've never even talked to Matt about this. I don't know if he already knows this or if anyway. If you just between the 114 and now you just it's like the meter stick you subdivide into centimeters. I'm just taking the 114 here and I'm subdividing it again. What am I trying to do? I don't want to extend the lines rate. Oh, I've got one. I've got one for this already. TGM rate. All right, I'm just subdividing. So the 100% fib goes here, where the 11.4, because basically, if this is going to be bullish, it's going to go back to 11.4. So if this is a bottom, if you're the bottom, then it's got to go through these fibs again. And if I push this back, you can kind of look and see how it did stop at the 114 here, ran back to the 702, but couldn't get over it. So it sent it back even lower. And then what was support, what was the zero becomes the new 114, and this becomes a zero. So look, the danger of the stock is if it keeps not being able to get higher than, say, any of these red fibs, it can't get 11.4, it goes down. If it goes up to 298, that's a blow off top and it can't get over it, it goes back down, makes a new lower low. So then you just drag 11.4 to the current zero, and then there's your Your new target is negative 1550. Anyway, but this is pretty cool. This has been working out. Put just a subset of this fib with these fibs, and it gives me really nice predictions. Look, it's near the 236, the 2618, near the 298. It's magical. Anyway, Fibonacci ratios have always been magical. I'm going back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I see requests for MS.
Or I can keep
I
going.
see MSTR and some XRP requests.
Okay.
Yeah, so MSTR.
While you're switching that, I'll just say that, wow, Diane is also... Okay. Let's see. What was it? She said... Or no, it was Sherry. Sherry D says, good morning. Just walked 5 miles after sleeping for about 2 hours overnight. Exciting times. That's how I feel, too. I didn't do the 5-mile walk, though. That would have been a good idea. I just slept about 2 hours overnight. Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry. There you go.
Yeah, no worries. Let's go take a look here at MSTR and XRP. So XRP is actually almost at 270 now, but MSTR is basically trying to break a higher high, and I want to see that. If we close a week at a higher high here, the previous high set back on May 5th was 430.35. Currently, we're above that pre-market, so if we do make a higher high, that would be a break of structure to the upside, and that would mean more continuation, perhaps, to the 540s. So I think this is looking really, really good. So I think one thing to pay attention to, 430.35 for MSTR. And XRP, is it above 270 at the moment? Let's take a look at 269. There we are. So what I'm focused on here are a couple of things, and this is the baseline for XRP. That is at 255.92, 2.50592. I want to see that close above. We are well above it, but also what I'm really focused on here is just the linear scale GAN right here, or sorry, linear scale fib right here of XRP, and that's the 786. That is the 2.63156, and the reason why, because it has not closed a weekly candle above it since this bearish engulfing candle right here back in March. So getting above that again would be a very bullish thing for a weekly candle close on Sunday. So that is my only focus for XRP. Close above it, yeah, it's probably going to all-time highs. But turns into a wick just like it did before back in May, then perhaps it's still range bound. So this is going to be a big determining factor for XRP if it really wants to continue higher to the 290s to $3 and way above. So 263.156. That's what I'm watching for a weekly candle close. Tracker, back to you. And right. I think that's it.
I'll share my
today.
Oh no!
I'll let you finish it off.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'll let you finish it off.
I always try to. All right, thanks, Matt. I always try to teach you guys something new in these shows so that you can learn to do TA as well. All right, so here's my XRP chart, and yeah, it looks like there's going to be some resistance initially at this 382 at $2.76. We're almost there, but don't worry, don't trade in out of it. Just hang on. It's eventually going to push through that because what was resistance will then become support later. I'm looking for 390.08. I saw Matt's his 50% level. My 50% level was akin to, like, I think his next level at 312, 311 something was what he was looking at, resistance. That could very well be. But overall, to maybe we just get a 6. Whoops, I don't want the whole thing. I've been seeing this pattern playing out in other charts. Maybe we get a 618382 now instead. But either way, I'm not going to be selling XRP until I see $8. That's what I want to see. Where is it? 877, maybe 879 on this chart. Yeah, XRP looking super good. And then I was going to do, I had one ready here. Our Core Z. This is a nice chart because I did use my 76382 and look what it did. It kind of blew. These fib levels are just from this candlestick bottom to the top right here, and it played out pretty well. It blew through a 141 and then came back to earth. Came all the way back down to, it's almost at the 382 now. So don't You don't have to wait for one perfect price. You can, if you don't want to add more, this is the time to do it. And my next target after 764382 is the 1382 up here at $28.84. For pre-market, that would be about 123%. Oops, 123% higher to 2884 ish. Yeah, there you go, 121% higher. All right, sorry, we didn't get to do even a third of the requests here today, but that's what happens when the market gets really hot, that everybody wants to get their price requests in. But just trust me. Oh, yeah, gosh. Matt, please, let me just do one more.
Yeah,
SMLR, Similar Scientific. I wanted to talk about this one. This is my absolute last one. I love the small nuclear space, SLMR, NNE, and no, it's SMR. I'm sorry, this isn't nuclear. Anyway, Similar does. I do like the nuclear though. Yeah, I'm looking for at least 6609 next. There you go. For my prices now, that is about 40% higher. All right. Well, Matt, have a great weekend.
yeah, you too.
Happy Friday. Oh, it's already a great weekend. It hasn't even started yet. Oh, I'm doing an interview with Curious Pagey today. It'll be pre-taped, so he'll edit it and show it later in the weekend. But I'm excited to do that. And I did an interview with Bullfrog CEO Vin Singh yesterday afternoon, and I'll be posting that publicly later today. And it's going to be it's bullish. It's a bullish interview. They've got revenue to report this year. Their first revenue. All right. See you, Matt.
All right, take it easy. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Lightning round. I wish. Oh, there's Cat. I wish you could do lightning round.